Welcome back. I'm going to carry on from where I left off with the interface system that we were looking at with these blueprints. Currently the level blueprint has access to the interfaces that we created within both the rotating block and the rotating cone. But we want to change this slightly now so that this trigger volume is a little bit more sort of flexible and intelligent, so we can use it for other things. So first of all, I'm just going to tidy things up. I'm going to get rid of the reference to that rotating cone because we don't need that at the moment, and actually I'll get rid of all of the level blueprint stuff and the trigger box itself and the cone. So we're just left with the standard character plus one version of this this interface here. In fact, we can delete the cone altogether. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is set up a more intelligent trigger volume trigger box to make things work. So I'm going to go to the blueprint class, I'm going to make a new actor, and I'm going to call this trigger switch. Now our trigger switch is going to have its own visual representation, so I'm going to add, to start with, the actual trigger box itself, called a collision box, and I'm also then going to add a visual representation of this switch. So I'm going to go with the cylinder, maybe just make it, if we just drag one onto the level, we'll be able to see what they look like. So yeah, it's a little big at the minute. So we'll just shrink this cylinder down slightly. Oops. Like so, and we'll make our trigger slightly larger as well. Something like that. And we'll put a little indicator on the top as to whether or not this trigger is going to be active or not. So if we just choose a sphere and shrink that down slightly, and we'll just move it up to the top, like so. There it starts to look a little bit like some kind of in-game interface. I'm going to choose perhaps some sort of grey. Material. I'm just using whatever built-in materials are on there. We'll start off with the black. Let's go with the flat black material, like so. Okay, so that's the visual aspect of our switch made. And we'll start by just adding an event. So we will add to our box collision. Actually, we can just add the overlap to this thing here. Call already our interface message turn on or off just by typing it into the search there, so it's already a kind of a globally accessible function name. Now the target we need to define, and in this case we're going to make the target a target that is set when we first add our blueprint to the level. So we're going to add a variable, and type of this variable is going to be an actor type, because it's going to point to another actor within the level. And we'll call it target actor. Oops, spell it correctly. And that's going to be publicly visible, so it shows up when we place it into the level editor, and we're going to get the value of that target actor, and we're going to turn it on like so, and then we'll also set one for the end overlap, so that we'll turn off the value of our, so we'll call the turn off function at that point as well. So that'll turn on and off the rotating cube whenever we walk in and out of our trigger box attached to that switch there. Now obviously, because we're using interfaces, it doesn't really matter what that target actor is. If it has the interface attached, then it'll work. If there's no interface, if we used to try and trigger an interface on an actor that has no turn on or off function, it should fail gracefully as well. So it's quite a nice way of doing that. So we'll compile. Everything seems okay with that. We just need to set our target actor here. So target actor, we use the eyedropper and we pick the rotating block that way. And with any luck, we can go up to this and it will turn on and off. And the sound still works as well. Okay, so that's working nicely at that point. Now, it might be the case that perhaps we want it not to just walk up to the box and it's trigger, but perhaps we want to add a key press to make that work, and that's what I'll cover in the next video.